Let us begin with a familiar feeling. You spend your days chasing happiness, reading self-help books, reciting positive affirmations, and striving to feel good at all costs. Yet the harder you try, the more anxious, frustrated, and empty you feel. What is going wrong? According to Mark Manson, the answer is as uncomfortable as it is liberating. The problem is not you, it is our culture's obsession with positivity itself. To prove his point, he starts with an unlikely story, that of Charles Bukowski, an alcoholic, womanizing, gambling, broke poet who collected rejection letters for 3 decades. He worked at a post office, lived in poverty, and failed at almost everything. Then, at age 50, a small publisher took a chance on him. He wrote his first novel in 3 weeks, sold millions of copies, and became a literary icon. But on his tombstone, he had 2 words carved: "Don't try." Why? Because Bukowski never chased success or happiness. He never pretended to be positive. He simply accepted his failure, his mediocrity, his mess, and wrote from that brutally honest place. And that acceptance, paradoxically, made him great. Manson uses this anecdote to launch his first provocation. Our culture has sold us a lie. We are constantly bombarded with messages that we must be happy, extraordinary, successful, admired. But the more we chase those goals, the more aware we become of what we lack. He calls this the feedback loop from hell. You feel anxious about something, and then you get anxious about feeling anxious. You get angry at yourself for getting angry. You feel guilty about feeling guilty. It is an endless spiral. And what fuels it? The belief that feeling bad is not allowed. We scroll through social media, and everyone seems to be having a perpetual party, while we are at home with our ordinary problems, feeling inadequate. So we feel bad about feeling bad. And the loop tightens. The solution Manson proposes is as simple as it is uncomfortable. Learn not to give a fuck about things that do not deserve it. But be careful, this is not about becoming indifferent. Indifference is fear in disguise. The true art of not giving a fuck means being comfortable with being different, standing up for your values even when it costs you, and accepting that pain and failure are inevitable parts of life. This is where the backwards law comes in. The more you chase positive experiences, the more negative you feel. The more you try to be happy, the more aware you become of your unhappiness. Conversely, when you accept your negative experiences, when you stop running from discomfort, you paradoxically find peace. Think about gym pain. If you avoid it, you never get fit. If you accept it as part of the process, you grow stronger. The same applies to business failure, uncomfortable honest conversations, or the loneliness that sometimes precedes deep relationships. This backwards law applies to almost everything. The person who desperately wants to be rich feels poor all the time. The one who needs to be loved feels lonely. The one who insists on always being right ends up being more wrong, because they stop learning. That is why Manson insists on something crucial. Happiness is not the absence of problems, but the resolution of the problems you have chosen. Life is an endless chain of difficulties. You cannot escape them, but you can choose which ones are worth solving. What pain are you willing to sustain? What struggle are you willing to endure? The person who enjoys the gym does not avoid effort, they embrace it. The successful entrepreneur does not flee from risk, they learn to live with uncertainty. The happy couple does not avoid difficult conversations, they use them to build trust. The first step toward all this, Manson says, is to stop believing you are special. You are not. Most of us are pretty average at most things. And that is not bad. On the contrary, it is liberating. Because when you accept your ordinariness, you stop living under the pressure of having to be extraordinary. You can focus on what truly matters: honest relationships, continuous learning, small meaningful actions. You stop wasting your energy on trivial things like social media, likes, or comparing yourself to celebrities. You start saving your fucks for what is true, immediate, and important. You must also take radical responsibility for your life. It may not be your fault what happened to you, but it is your responsibility to decide what to do with it. And finally, remember, you are going to die. That certainty, far from being sad, is the compass you need. Because when you accept your mortality, the fear of failure, rejection, and looking foolish fades away. And then, at last, you begin to truly live. That is the heart of the subtle art of not giving a fuck about what does not matter.